What's going on, everybody? It is MadManPlant. Welcome to another night here on Sunday. I like these because these are unplanned, sporadic, and as we get better, we have a couple recurring topics: the aliens in space, and I'm definitely going to think the paranormal activity. Tonight, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Gronomics. What's going on, my dude?
What is up?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Just made some coffee, ready for this paranormal.
Right. Well, it's pretty good. I am gonna put portions of this on the website, so if you want to see behind the scenes, because parts of it do have my face in it for what we're gonna be talking about. So if you want a spoiler alert, you can see the rest on the website, and that's the whole point about being an exclusive member is you get exclusivity. As soon as Lacey's ready, Lace, you coming? Sometimes you gotta yell at them, get them jump started. But Mad Madam herself is going to be joining us this night. And if anybody else wants to join in, we are looking for one or two more people to join in. This will be a panel discussion, but it's going to go over a story that involves Mad Madam. And like I said, this is an ongoing series. So we're going to be talking about paranormal again. We're talking about space aliens again. So you have time. Also, before Lacey gets down here, I packed up my whole pack. King Tom has joined us as not a sponsor, but somebody that, or what I'd say, a good friendship of ours. And they have started to give us a whole bunch of their products. And one of the products we're going to be trying out tonight is this pink lemonade 100% wrap, which is going to be pretty good. And then they also, which is kind of cool, they have tips already available in here. And in here, we have these are day savers. So these are like you roll the joint and then you add it, your joint into it. So it's kind of like a black and mild tip, but just empty. So I got these at the last event. Which, speaking of which, this Thursday I'm headed to Illinois, guys. So I want to see you guys at Neat Camp. Look at this, King Palm honey tips and wrap.
Ooh.
It comes with 4 tips and 4 wraps. I also got in here these in this stash logics container. I can hold a lot of shit. So in here, I also got this is one I got from the event, the tuxedo sweet hemp wraps because slow burning.
We gotta love the hemp wraps.
Yep. And then these are King Palm, and these are terpene infused tips that are watermelon flavored. Then we also got peach pineapple, which I did have last night. And then I'm going to show you something cool. So, one thing I do is I like my joints and I like my blunts. But sometimes I'm just lazy, believe it or not. And I don't like going ahead. Lace, you coming? I don't like. Oh, these are pretty cool. Check those matches out.
Happy
To
J's?
roll blunts handheld sometimes. So I use my joint roller. So check this out. So, by the way, hi everybody in the chat. Gen X Grower, what's up? Greenier, if you want to jump on, you're more than welcome to be on here. Joseph, what's going on? Gronomics, what's going on? Just kidding. Casey Lee, how's it going? Curly Greenleaf, Florida Man Jack, Level Grow Rooms, or Levels Grow Room. What's going on, my dude? So, what I'm going to do, and then we're going to get into this, and I got video clips and footage, Google Maps, and a whole bunch of other stuff, photos, and this is going to be interesting. So, I'm really excited about tonight's topic. So, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to roll up real quick. So, oh, it smells good. So what I do is I just cut it right where I need it. And you can just I just hold it and then roll it. Bam. Just like so.
Nice.
And then I'm going to come over here. Ah, shit. Nice, dude. Yeah. I actually need to go get some weed out of the bathroom. Yeah, it's not going to be enough here.
I'll see if Lacey's ready.
Yeah. Hold on for 1 second. I'm going to put you center stage. Why don't you catch people up on you coming to Virginia and the barbecue?
Yeah. So if anybody hasn't heard yet, October 12th, I'm being flown out to Virginia for the barbecue smokeout hosted by MadManPlant and GI Genetics. Now, whatever that plane ticket costs to fly me out, MadManPlant and GI Genetics are going to throw in together, match that, and donate that to breast cancer. So this is a great cause that it's going to, and I'm super excited. This is my first trip to Virginia, so this is going to be a great introduction to Virginia. So it's going to be a great time. I believe they're still looking for judges for the smokeout. So you go to madmanplant.com and fill out the form to be a judge if you're serious or if you know anybody that's serious about this. So it's going to be a great time. I'm super excited. Yeah, I'm it's going to be great.
Well, you should be excited. And by the way, this is like the last little bit of bud I have, and then I'm completely out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look who's decided to show up. Yeah. Oh, yes. Lacey is here.
And who does she have?
Oh, we are very live. We are very, very live. So, for those that are wondering, show off the new dog. All dog lovers, feel free to enter the chats now.
It's a little honey. She's like, what the heck?
Welcome to the show, motherfucker.
She's like, I don't know.
So I'm going to roll this, and we're getting into the paranormal. So
yeah,
as we move forward, me and Gronomics are going to come up with different topics, different conversation points. We're going to have a submission panel or a forum on the website. So if there's certain topics you want to hear about or us talk about, there'll be a little Dropbox where you can put that information in. So it's going to be good. So to give you a little prerequisite of what we're about to talk about, when we first moved here in 2017, me and Lacey have always done a lot of urban exploring, a lot of abandoned buildings, mostly for photo shoots because Lacey's a model as well, and also just pure, creativity and imagination. And through these spots, we found some really cool places. And of all the places we've been to, this one has kind of like the craziest story behind it, involving a lot of different things. So, with that being said, I'm going to roll this real quick. So, as I was showing you guys, you take the blunt wrap right there. Add a little bit more weed here. Well, I put up to the top, dude. I got a whole bunch of shit in there.
Hi, everyone.
Spanish Dre says, hey, Lacey. Greener says, so cute. Anthony says, macho. All right. What are you doing?
She's smelling.
All right, so you just take it. And with this, there is one thing that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to tuck it down because it's rolled up curved-wise. It'll just roll itself right on through and just start coming right back up. So, bam. Yeah, see? There we go.
Sorry I'm late, guys.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if the podcast is 2 hours long, or I'm
Hey.
really mad. You already wasted.
It's better late than never.
Ta-da! And that's how you use a blunt wrap and a joint roller. Follow me for more tips and tricks.
We forgive you because you showed up with the puppy. So
We did. This is Finn. Yep. She's 2 months and 2 days old.
And Finn is going to be trained to be a service dog for my son Logan and partially Lacey. So she will be joining the ranks of Honey on Flight and Adventure. So, without further ado, I'm going to light this joint and we are getting started.
Finn's like,
so,
going after everything.
I'm going to be sharing my screen, going back and forth. Don't worry, this time it's all off of Google. So if they have a problem with that, then we're all screwed. All right. Bam, bam. Okay, before I show you that. So back in 2017, we came from Woodbridge. We lived in the ghetto, and one of my clients, who's also my landlord who passed away, owned a bunch of rentals. And at the time we were looking for a property, and he said, oh, you know, I have a bunch. Why don't you go check out mine? If you like it, you guys can move in. So that's what wound up happening. Well, as we were urban exploring, where we are can really, you know, just one road can really take you out to the country. And we were driving down the road, and we noticed this old house there. So we decided to go into it and check it out. And then when we were there, I decided for a living in production, okay, she might not be the best fit for the show if she's going to keep moving around. I'm trying to get points out.
All right, get your points out.
So with that being said, as a production company, I did photos and videos and 3D virtual tours, which I still do today for clients. So I decided to create a 3D virtual tour, which I'm actually going to show you through it, and I'm going to walk you through as well. But what happened was we went to the property, and as we were entering the property, and I'm going to bring this up and walk you through it as we're talking here. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. Dog distracted me.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. All right.
She's got that high energy puppy.
She does. She's a great dog already. You can tell. Whose puppy is that? That is ours. That is our 4th dog. So if you don't think we have an animal problem, I'll let you know when we get to 7 and 8. So yeah, that's Lacey's new dog. She found it online and wanted to adopt it. So we did. We brought it into the home. So this right here is the house that we found on the side of the road. So what I do for a living is 3D virtual tours. So this house right here is what we scanned. And as you can see here, from the outside of the house, it's completely covered by a tree. Oh, that's me. Don't look at that. If you want to see what I look like, just pause the video. So as you go in, you can, oh, look, there's me again. I'm everywhere. As you go in, you can see how like decrepit it is and old. Well, as we were going in, I'll show you in here. This is what it looks like. So this is called a Matterport 3D camera, and what it allows is to go inside and capture space. We were pretty sure it's haunted too, and this is where the paranormal side gets into it. And with that being said, I can take real world measurements. I can also give information back to builders, you know, insurance companies. So we're going to widespread. So when we were going through this, we started to notice there was a lot of stuff left behind. In some of these places that we go to, it is like people just leave stuff behind. Sometimes it's like people just got up and they just left for the day and then just never returned. So over here is where we discovered a whole bunch of photos. And then this is where it starts to, you know, get mysterious and starts to, you know, get a little bit weird. So when we went over here, we started going through a lot of this stuff, and we found. You can jump in anytime, by the way, and talk. Just
so I've always had like a connection to the spiritual realm. I've had encounters throughout, like, since I was 5 years old, and I am hypersensitive to things that aren't seen. And my first thought when I saw all these photos, they were really personal, documents. Like, there was military documents on the ground, like honorably discharged paperwork for the husband that was the owner of the house. And I felt really bad that all these personal documents and photos and everything were just scattered everywhere. Like, somebody has clearly already been scavenging through it. And I started going through the photos. One of the first photos that I picked up was of a child in a casket, which I believe is over more on this side. And there was like 20 of those photos and sorry for your loss cards. And it was just really heartbreaking because the child was roughly the same age as our son at the time, who was 4. And after looking through all the documents, I decided that I wanted to take all the photos and try to find the owner. So, which is not a good idea, honestly. If I'm going to throw that out there, it's not a good idea. Don't take anything from a house that doesn't belong to you, even if you have good intentions for it. And I ended up taking the photos. I went on Ancestry.com. I found the great, great, great grandmother of the woman who owned the house. And they did not want the photos back. They were very upset when I messaged her on Facebook. And she was like, you need to take those photos back right now. We don't want them. We don't want you to have them. They weren't even like thankful for the gesture. None of that. It was very strange. So I got weirded out. We both got weirded out and we're like, oh my God. So I contacted the local police department because of the messages I was getting from this woman after, telling her that I have her personal belongings from the house. And she, just because I was nervous, I didn't know if she was going to try to meet me there or what. So the police officer, he's very nice. And in most cases, just so you know, it doesn't matter if they're, at least in Virginia, it does not matter if there's a no trespassing sign or not, you are still trespassing. The one thing we did not do is we do not break and enter. So there's a difference between that. The door was ajar. We walked in. We did not break anything to get into this facility or into this building, and we never break anything. If there's easy access, we'll check it out. If not, we'll leave it be. Just wanted to throw that out there. So the police officer was very nice. I set the photos in the house and called it a day. I felt good about doing that. I tried to do the right thing. It didn't go the way I anticipated. So I left it at that. And about maybe, I would say, a week to 2 weeks after we returned the photos, I was cleaning Stefan's car and I picked up like a pile of papers that were on the floorboard. And there was an old negative of Eunice. Now, in my search, I found out like the names of everyone. So I knew who Eunice was. She was the mother of the child who was in the casket. And I found an old negative of her. And at first I was like, oh, it must have fallen out. I had the photos right there. So I just chalked it up to that. I put it in the recycling bin at Stefan's dad's house and called it a day. And I was like, it must have fallen out. Well, another week or two goes by and I'm doing the same thing. And I go in the seatbelt compartment and something gets stuck under my nail. And I pulled it out, and it was the same negative of Eunice that I had just put in the recycling bin 2 weeks prior. So at that point, I'm like, that's a little weird. I don't know what to think about that. But I put it back in the recycling bin and called it a day. You want to take over?
Yeah, well, I wanna fill them in on some details as we're going through real quick. So, just to give you guys an idea, in 2008, this is Bretttown Road, and that's Cromwell, right? So as you can see, it's out in the country. So this is the actual house before it burned down. So I'm gonna give you guys some geography and some visuals so you can kind of better understand what's going on as we dive into it. So these two houses, I believe, were connected because there's only one driveway. But with this being said, this is 2008. So this is way before we were there. And Google Maps doesn't even go down that road yet. Oh, look. CC420 is joining us as well as the panelists. So as we're talking, you can see the house right here. In 2000, what is this? 2019. This is the house currently today. So during that time, the house burnt down, and this is where we'll get into more of the story as we're going. But I want you to understand, the kind of the timeline of events and where we are. So this is where the house is today. Now, what's surprising is this house, which was on the property as well, never was touched, and still stands today on the side of the road. It does. 2021. This is what the house looks like. So you can see it's falling apart even more. Chimney's about to come down. Still to this day, and this is 2021. The house is still there. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to go into a couple of videos here. So
And that's the house that you just showed that's still standing.
probably earlier. All right, so now. Yeah. They got the dust buster.
Mm-hmm.
Can opener.
Now, was that right in the center of the house?
Yeah, so this would be like, I guess, a living room. It's the biggest communal room in the house.
Okay. It's almost in a circle. That's interesting.
I bet you didn't know you had this, did you? Oh,
That's the photo.
bam! That is the photo.
So, wow. It was actually a dead boy.
So why not? Now this is where we can kind of pick up just a little bit about where we left off. So after we found all of this, go ahead from that.
Yeah, so I already talked about the returning of the photos, but before we returned the photos, we had like this Harry Potter style closet under the stairs.
Yep.
And I had stored the photos in there. And when I went to go, it was the day we were going to return the photos to the property. I had opened the door and there was like a light fixture in there that had a glass,
there you go.
I guess a glass protector of the bulb. And it looked like a perfectly cut slit out of the actual globe. And it was on the floor, but it did not shatter. So it fell from maybe like 4 or 5 feet onto hardwood floor and did not shatter. So that was weird event number 1 that I didn't really pay attention to until things started getting strange. So then I found those old photos of Eunice and they were negative, not developed. So it was just very strange, but I felt like a connection to the family and the photos, and I just wanted to do the right thing. But what I wanted to do, even though it was good, wasn't what I should have done. And I think because I took an interest in the lineage, the family, the child, that the Eunice took an interest in us because we had something that she didn't have anymore, which was her child that she lost. So that's just my theory on it. But weird things continue to happen after our move to our new house. So,
well, and then also I want to also finish out this video.
Finish the video first.
There's another video following this one, but one thing that that I think is good to touch on too is when we reached out to the family, they did not want to talk about it. They did not want to mention it. They told us specifically that those photos need to be directly returned to that house, and we need to not ever go to that property again. That they didn't even live in state. Remember, they were out of state.
Yeah.
And it was a very weird situation because you think, like, if I have something like this, right? You think somebody in the world would probably want that. Just like in my Google Drive folder where I found all these videos that, I didn't even know we had them all stored. I backtracked from the Matterport tour, which is in 2016, to the Google Drive, and I realized, holy crap, we documented a lot of this. And it was just very weird, like their response. Like it was just like not a question about like what was there or like the condition of the house. It was like, you guys need to take those photos and put them exactly back where you found them and never go there again.
Yeah.
Like very just cold shoulder. So let's continue this and then we'll keep moving on. I want to keep these. You think somebody would want all this? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
A certificate of promotion. All right. So, Cece, welcome to the conversation. Glad to have two females to powerhouse it with us tonight. So let's talk a little bit so far. You know, what does the audience think? What are you guys thinking? And then we'll continue on. We'll make it fun and interactive.
Yeah.
So,
can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Wonderful. Because I'm having all kinds of computer problems over here. Well, it is kind of interesting. First of all, one thing I look at is the whole story behind it, but there are things in the house that I couldn't imagine leaving if it was mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I agree.
I was very confused by the reaction that I got. It was almost hurtful, but
that's what I was gonna say. The reaction is kind of threw me off. That's kind of like, whoa, kind of weird. It makes you question things a little bit about what went on.
It does, and she was very angry when I had reached out to her, like very, very, very angry. And I didn't understand the anger behind it at the time. But it was just, I just felt really, really deeply connected after searching for information on this family. And it hurt my heart that they didn't want all these documents and photos, and I didn't understand it.
Especially the photos you were finding. I mean, that was an open casket picture of a child. Yeah. I mean,
which they don't typically do anymore.
No. So.
No, you take photos at a funeral these days. Seems creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are just personal items. You would think like the norm would be like, well, thanks for reaching out. And I think normal people would be like, yeah, I would like that back. Or the fact that you're saying take that back to that property makes me feel like something's possessed, like something's wrong. Like it's weird. Yeah. You don't want nothing to do with it. That's strange.
Yeah, it was weird. It was very, very strange, and I still don't really have an answer for it, but it is what it is. Clearly there was something there that I didn't get to the bottom of, that they didn't want anybody to find out about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second.
He's looking for something
to show you guys.
Oh, that was it. That was the day we took him.
That was the day we took him back. Yeah. Let's see here.
You guys didn't feel like a different type of energy when you walked in the place?
Honestly, at first I didn't until I saw that photo. When I picked up the photo and saw the dead child, I got a rush of cold. But it didn't like make me feel like uncomfortable at the time. So I just thought I was doing the right thing. But honestly, if you explore like we do, don't take anything because you don't know what's attached to those items. And if they can feed off of your energy and attach themselves to you, at least in my experience. And sometimes that's good or bad, and you won't know until it happens.
That's what he was mentioning, and I wanted to pull it up for him again so people could see it. And then I'm also going to bring up the casket photo, and then I have 2 more videos to go. But what's really interesting, I think too, is everything was taken from the house, like all the furniture, as you can see. And I'm going to go here. I'll show you more of the house real quick. So, as you know, right now we're in what's like the living room of the home, right? So out here they have a sunroom, but as you can see, everything is gone. Like everything else, anything else that was important is all gone. But yet somebody just left all of this, like specifically left that out. There also is a cat litter bin right there. You had this back bedroom right there. And no, that's not a noose. It's to make the fan and the light go on all at one time. The ingenuity. So as you can see, this place hasn't been lived in a very long time, and yet just those photos remain. After all these years, and it's just funny because too, it's not like you call and the family's like, that's not our stuff. I don't know whose stuff would be there. Like we haven't been in that house in 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then that comes back to the front, and then we can spin it around. Whoa. So now we're looking down on it. So that's where we were standing. And as you can see, that's a small layout, but I mean, it's pretty spacious, especially
It actually was a pretty big house, even though it didn't look like it from the outside.
Yeah, maybe like 2,500 square feet or something like that,
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now we'll get to the next video. Okay, so there was that, and then I'll bring up the picture again. Oh, yeah. No. 11. Y'all saw that, right?
Weird.
Yep.
It's messing up my footage. All right.
There.
Bam.
So that was the first photo for anyone just coming in. That was the first photo that I picked up, and there was at least 20 of them laying on the ground.
All right. So now, next video. This is continuing on. So you can see somebody hand drew that.
Wow.
And yeah, you see how you see it, the raised marks in the paper and everything.
Oh wow.
What's weird about the father is that he died on my birthday, October 19th in 1958. So that was a little bit strange connection right there.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely strange. So with this being said, we'll finish this video out and we'll continue on the conversation here. Oh.
There's your face.
So,
Yeah.
oh shit, hold
on.
That's 23. Wow. That's crazy. That's okay.
What is that?
A lot of old negatives. So these are like undeveloped photos that they had taken. This is not Unisa. This is the gentleman.
All right. Bam. Oh, where's CC420?
There she is.
All right. So now that, and I'm so glad I have it. Isn't it is cool that I have this well documented too? So it's not only like we're just talking about it, but we're like reliving it.
I forgot about these.
So this is where everything started. So once this happened, we started experiencing a whole bunch of different things.
Mhm.
And then, so let's go a little bit about some of the things
So
that
it
we
was
heard.
after the old negatives. I just thought, like, at the time it was weird, but I wasn't trying to feed into that thought. So I just chalked it up as, you know, they slipped out of the bag of the photos that I was going to return. So we move into the new house. Everything's fine. About a week into it, we're unpacking. Stefan was getting his office, the spot that we're in right now. He was getting it all situated, and I was upstairs in our master bedroom, and I was organizing my stuff, and everything was fine. So I was near, like, close to the door. We have a 2-door closet. It's not a walk-in, but it's a 2-door closet, and I was in there putting clothes away and stuff. And I have my back kind of angled towards the door, and I feel something not like slam into my back, but it hit my back, and it was the door. So my immediate first thought was Stefan must have opened the door, and that's what happened. So I looked around. He wasn't upstairs. I went downstairs. I'm like, hey, did you come upstairs, open the door, and leave? And he was like, no, I've been down here the whole time. So I was like, okay, that's weird. But I thought maybe it was the air circulation in the house that pulled the door open. I didn't shut it all the way. So I was trying not to think too much into it. Well, the door kept opening by itself, and only I was seeing it. So I'm starting to think either something paranormal is happening or I'm just losing my mind, because Stefan was like refusing to believe it. He's like, it's all in your head. It's not real. It's the air circulation. And I'm like, this door keeps opening by itself like all the time. And I even did a test where I turned off my ceiling fan and closed the windows, and nothing, there was no circulation, closed the vents, and it still opened by itself with me in there. And so I kind of just got used to it, and I was like, okay, fine. I just need this to happen in front of him once, and then he'll believe me. Well, I was reading this creepy article. It was like some scary story thing that I saw on Facebook, and I have my phone like this, and I'm reading it, and Stefan is listening to me, and the door opens, and he was the one that saw it this time. And I didn't see it that time, but I saw the door opened when I looked up, and he's like, Lacey, that was really, really creepy, but he still refused to believe me. And I'm like, what? It just opened in front of you. And so I was weirded out. I had a very creepy feeling, but I was trying not to give it too much thought. And let's see, what next? Oh, so this was maybe like a week or two later. I was scrolling on Facebook, and I see the house is located in this very rural part of Fauquier County, Virginia. And I see FaulknerCounty.com pop up, and it says house burnt down due to unknown circumstances, whatever. It didn't, in the header, it didn't say exactly where it was. So I'm reading this article, and it says it was on the corner of Brenttown Road and Cromwell. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was the house that we went into with the photos. It had burnt down. In the article, they said that it might have been teenagers that did it, but I don't think so. I think it was either the family or a weird situation. I don't know. But the pink house that we had showed earlier is still standing, and so is the garage.
So with that being said, let's open this up to the discussion. CC, you're our guest. I'll let you go first. So far, what do you think of all of this? Do you think it's paranormal activity? Do you think we're just crazy? And then Greg, you'll go. And then anybody in the chat, feel free to go ahead and ask questions as well. So CC, go ahead.
Well, actually, I do believe in spirits and people coming back or having a presence. I've had a couple different instances, because I told you one, I had one earlier, but I've thought of a couple more. There are just some things that just can't ever be explained. Living, both of my grandparents, from the time my father was a young teenager, they lived in the same house until the day they died. Well, at one point or another, my sister lived in that house, my aunt lived in that house, I lived in that house, and there were always just things that, like Lacey was saying with the door, that just open on themselves. We would wake up sometimes and all the kitchen cabinets would be wide open. No reason. Nobody opened them. They were just there. And when I lived in that house, in the master bedroom where my grandparents were, there were always 2 ladybugs in that room.
Interesting.
And it's funny because I get the same thing that now at my current job, at any given time during the year, there's always at least one, if not two ladybugs in that room. And it didn't start until I moved into my grandparents' house. So it's just, there are things I think that are in the universe that we can't explain. You know, it's there. When I was thinking about that house, I was like, there may be something a little more going on, kind of like some of the old ghost stories where if, like, at instance, somebody's removed something from the house, that it upsets the whole nature of what goes on. Maybe there are some weird occurrences that they don't talk about. That they're like, no, go put it back. That belongs to the house. We don't mess with it. Kind of thing. It, you know, it's my son, when he was a child, sitting in an apartment, never met my grandfather. Wouldn't know him at 3 years old, wouldn't know him if he saw a picture of him. And explained the man to a T, who was standing, he said, standing at the end of his bed. And he's like, well, Grandpa says goodnight. And I'm like, baby, your grandpa's at home. And he just kept talking about it. And I'm like, well, describe what you're seeing. And he said that he was in a plaid long sleeve shirt, like a pair. He's like the one with the stripes and the colors, and, you know, as best a 3-year-old can do. And he explained my grandfather with his hair, the way he slicked it back, and all of this stuff. And he's like, no, he's your grandpa. I'm like, baby, you never met my grandpa. And then, like, 3 weeks later, I showed him a picture, and he's like, yeah, that was the guy.
That reminds me of a story of something I saw on the Discovery Channel. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and a couple days later, I took a picture, and then I was trying to find the picture earlier today, and I have no idea where it's at. But you can see my kids were sleeping in just toddler beds in the same room. But when you took a picture in the room, there were two little spots, like beams of light coming like a little bit down and off of the fan. That I'm like, you look at it, they're not there. You take the picture, and they're there. So I wish I could find that picture. I have no idea where it went, but that was in the same room that my son was explaining seeing my grandfather. That's so, it's, and my sister lived in the house that my grandparents lived in, and she was the most freaked out because she would literally hear things. And my grandmother said the same thing, but we kind of chalked it up to, well, she's older, she's having mini strokes, but she said she would hear kids running up and down the hallway. And I'm like, we're all adults. What are you talking about? She's like, they would talk and play and chase each other up and down the hallway. And I never thought about it again until my sister would say she would hear it every once in a while. And then the kitchen cabinets would all be open. And I'm like, okay, well, until I lived there, I, chalked it up. Well, my sister's just losing her mind. But she wasn't. I mean, and that's, sometimes we perceive things that happen in life as, oh, I've just lost my mind. I didn't see that. That's not what I saw. That's, okay, I'm just going crazy. It tends, but for me, most of those tend to happen when I am really tired, or because I think you kind of let your guard down. And you're not focusing on things so much that, and that's why I think a lot of it happens more to little kids and younger people or older people, because they just kind of tend to believe a little bit more.
Oh yeah, they haven't been told otherwise, so they think like what they see is, it's real, even though other people can't see it right now. But I also think a lot of the people that do believe are the ones that see it more than those that don't.
Yeah.
And if they get to that point where they let their guard down or they're tired, then maybe they'll slip through the cracks a little bit. But not everybody gets to see stuff like that, and it's strange how, you know, not everybody can.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
your story reminds me of this thing on the Discovery Channel. Two cases. One, there was a child, and he was like 5 years old, and he said that in his past life he was a German fighter pilot, and he knew everything about aviation. He knew how the plane, that specific plane worked, everything down to a T. Family has no history of aviation. Nobody in their family flies. You know what I mean? But yet this kid knows everything about this one particular German pilot's life and plane. Other one was a girl was sitting on a tire swing, and the parents had just moved into a new home, very much similar to like the same thing. And the girl said that she met a nice man, and um, they asked her what was the man's name and everything. Well, the guy had died, and she said that she had a conversation with him. So, I guess investigators, to prove that she was telling the truth, they took her to the cemetery and told her to pick out his grave. And she ran directly to it like she had gone there a million times. So, and knew everything about the guy. As the girl got older, because she was interviewed too, she said as she got older, he started coming around less and less. And then as she became an adult, he totally disappeared forever. So I definitely think, and the person who said children and animals, I definitely sense that, because as a big ghost adventures guy and, you know, urban exploring, you know, I've heard a lot of that, you know, especially children. But as you become more of an adult and you believe less and less of stuff like that, I think also that maybe you believe what you see. What about you, Gronomics?
Well, I think kind of like while you guys were going in that house and what you found. So I think, especially not knowing how old certain things are and what has happened, I think a lot of times when we pass on, whatever it is in life that we were super passionate about or something, that item, I think a lot of times we attach ourselves to those items. So when they are disrupted or moved from, you know, that place of where they were, it kind of, it could be negative just because, like I said, you don't necessarily know exactly what happened or what's the history behind it. And that's just from personal experience with me myself as well. I've had some really intense paranormal stuff happen to me a few years ago, and that's actually what kind of made me start believing in God, was because I was having this paranormal stuff happen to me myself, because it made me think, well, there's got to be something else out there. It was just crazy. But yeah, I think a lot of times we're not exactly sure, because there's always a good energy and bad energy behind a lot of stuff. So that's personally what I think. I think it's just we attach ourselves to things, and with the history behind it as well, it's almost like a, you know, when you go to move things and stuff like that, especially with the response that you guys got, I think that's definitely probably something a lot more to the story behind it. That's probably not great. We can't say for sure, but just, yeah, definitely, you know, interesting.
It is.
Crimson, you just joined us. Welcome to the show.
I just got home. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Yeah, you have to remove the @ Crimson for the link.
No, I had to remove the No, it was what I had in was the link, but it said sure @Crimson. So I copied the link with the sure attached.
I know. But see,
I didn't see the sure part.
So you're already up to speed on the conversation. What is your thought process on this?
On the paranormal?
What we were just talking about, you know, like your experience and your belief on it.
I mean, I can't explain the unexplained, but I believe it exists because I've seen stuff I can't explain.
Perfect. Okay.
I've been a part of the haunted house industry for 16 years. Back when I was in Wisconsin, they were running the haunted house, and we went to a lot of abandoned, haunted, popular attraction spots in Wisconsin, like JFK Prep one of the an old haunted prep school for that shut down in the 70s. And there's just weird stuff we'd see there during the day. So like that's when it really like stuck in my head that you could see activity going on during the day, no drinking going on. We're working on the haunted house. We're just hanging out, and you'll see things move or doors open or doorknobs start moving just randomly, like this cubby door we found up in like a hidden room. We were going to open it, and the knob just started free spinning, and we just booked it, but that was during the day, and it's just crazy to see little things, and you're just like, okay, but trying to decipher, okay, are they just trying to mess with us, or are they trying to talk to us, or is there, so it's hard to decipher what you saw because our mind is trying to process that. Is it real or is it not real? Because for us it's more seeing as believing when it comes to the paranormal. I think like you see it, you're like, yeah, okay, but you can also believe in it without seeing it, just like many other things. But I've just been to a lot of creepy abandoned locations that have been just random acting things, random movements, random cold chills are my favorite, because you'll be in a room that's like you're comfortable, and all of a sudden you'll walk into a cloud of cold, or it's almost like one of the spirits is actually just walking through you, but you feel this shiver, and it's just it gives me like excitement. I just feel I love scary stuff. I want to go sleep in every abandoned haunted place ever.
You should go to my old apartment. That place was wild.
There was this kids child care center in El Paso, Texas when I was there for Fort Bliss. It was shut down, and everything about that place just was creepy vibes. It didn't really have much power to the building anymore. There was some like hallway lights on here and there. And it looked like there was a spot in the playground in the back of the building that had like this tunnel that was like probably a drain system for the city. But it looked like somebody could hide in there and just snag kids from the playground and then bring them into the building in the basement. I was like, man, this is sketchy. But they shut it down because of the activity that was going on there. And there's a building, I think it was either Building 2 or Building 4 on Fort Bliss, Texas, that they have wiring going around the building that keeps the spirits that are there in the building. They don't want, the spirits are so bad they don't want them to leave it, and they only allow people to work in the building until 5 o'clock. Once it's 5 o'clock, they have to shut down the building and get out. So like that, there's literally security measures on a military base for a building that's haunted that we have to pull security on because it's haunted. Like that's how much I believe in it, because it's like we have procedures in place about this building on a fort because it's haunted. Like what? Nobody's allowed to stay there at night. Like service dogs, canines, they'll go up to the place and piss themselves.
So it's funny that you mentioned that. So we've been to a lot of, oh look, we got another guest with us. This panel is filled up, dude.
What up? What up, everybody? Green Ear Root Nerds. I forgot I was looking at the StreamYard, not the live, so I didn't see the chat.
Oh yeah.
So it's, you mentioned tunnel systems, and for those that don't know, there are so many abandoned tunnel systems in the world and cities, and even so we went to Forest Haven, which is in Laurel, Maryland. So Forest Haven was great back in the day. You could literally just walk right up to it. Now it's being taken over, and you can't get on a property anymore, unfortunately. The Forest Haven was like a playground, and I actually got some videos. So you know what? Let me show you what it looked like. But one of the cool things is they had tunnel systems that connected all the hospitals to each other. So the adult ward and the children's ward. So this way, if they had to go cross from hospital to hospital, they didn't have to be taken outside. Yeah. A lot of the tunnels, unfortunately, right now are flooded. but it is pretty cool. Here I'll bring up some stuff, and then Mark, while I'm bringing this up, why don't you talk to people on your beliefs and any paranormal experience with you?
I haven't had any specific paranormal experiences, but I've always been interested. I've watched a lot of the like Ghost Hunters TV series and things like that, and a lot of that, some of that stuff is really exaggerated, but then some of that stuff is really cool, especially when they go over the history of certain buildings. And I think it's the Landmark Theater here in Syracuse, very old theater. And a friend of mine that I went to school with, his father used to work as a security guard there, and he always just had a bunch of really crazy stories about things that he would see when it was late, and things like that. And I think along the same lines as what Gronomics was talking about. I don't know whether or not spirits are sentient beings or things like that, but I know that everything in this universe is energy, and I think energy, being in one form for a long time, like you said, repeating the same patterns, certain things in areas, that's where, they spend a lot of their time. And with all the quantum mechanics, quantum physics, quantum entanglement, I think a lot of these things could be explained as trapped energy or something like that. But, I think not everything can be quantified by, what scientific knowledge that we have right now as far as what's going on. I know people try to do experiments to literally like weigh the human soul or try to quantify, what could be missing, like from the point of someone passing, really trying to get down to the science and kind of get some data and quantify things and explain things. But I think a lot of it's gonna be unexplained, and I from at least a lot of these shows, I understand that a lot of times places that have had a very traumatic history, things like that, and can probably be another source of heightened activity for whatever reason. If a lot of people lost their lives or something like that. But yeah, all that stuff has been very interesting to me. I have friends, a very good friend of mine has recently had some experiences, and just the unexplained is always interesting, and it's always interesting to hear the theories on why it's happening or the history behind a person or a property that might kind of give a little bit more information on it.
I agree as well. And also too, it's how does somebody become a trapped spirit, or how does somebody get caught up in something like that? And that's also something that I've wondered too, because in some of these documentaries and stuff, they talk about like, spirits are like, like remember the movie The Ring, where at the end of the movie, the ghost was looking for some release, right? And by doing so, the ghost was trapped in that well until somebody rescued her, right?
Oh,
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
At the very end. And I wonder in life and stuff like that, do people that are like quote unquote spirits even know that they're dead? Because that's one thing that like I watched a lot about like the Civil War and the ghost of the Civil War. Been to like some of the battlefields in Pennsylvania and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where, is there such a way that you could release somebody like that? Especially a full body figured or somebody in that type of situation.
Yeah.
Right. Like if there's like a certain. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was thinking about earlier, like I said, just the doorknobs moving and stuff, like just little things happening or cupboard doors opening. And it's like, are they trying to communicate, or are they just, I'm stuck here, I'm bored, and you're here to scare, and do they know? I feel like some spirits do know that they're dead but not passed on, and they choose to stay around because I mean, like, I mean, I'm thinking about myself. If I was given the opportunity just to haunt a place and mess with people, I might take it. But we don't know the answer to that until afterwards, you know.
It's like the ghosts are like, oh, no, we're not trapped and we're not even disturbed. This is just so much fun.
Yeah, like, well, they might be trapped, but while I'm stuck here and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna pass on, anybody that stops by, I'm just gonna spook.
I tried. I had several priests come in my old apartment to try and get rid of the spirit that I believe was in my old apartment. And no matter what we did, we saged the house like 3 times. Had some, I mean, we tried everything, and it didn't matter what we did on this one. I mean, it was very strong. I even had people come over that have never been there before and just wanted to leave because they just felt this negative, like super negative energy. It even started messing with my mood. I wanted to like kill everybody for some reason. And I don't know. I come to find out that the person that lived there before me lived there for 15 years, but 3 years into living there, his son committed suicide there and shot himself, and he remained living there for 13 years or whatever. And some other stuff happened, I guess, or something, all this crazy stuff. And I don't know, just it was just very high energy in that apartment. I had power tools that would turn on. That was probably one of the freakiest things that happened too. I had a lot of skulls that I had on the wall. And I remember sitting there and just out of nowhere, the skull just lifted up and went across the room. I had cigarettes fly across the room. Just, I don't know, just things I really couldn't explain. And this is during the time that I didn't believe in God. So I had these things happening so like intensely that it really made me question. I was like, whoa, like I couldn't explain it because us as humans, we need to have answers for everything. So when we don't have answers with what's going on, especially when it's getting physical and things are moving, I think it freaks us out. And yeah, so it made me wonder if whatever was in my apartment was trapped or if it just was letting me know like I ain't going nowhere. This is my place. So it's interesting.
So I got a video for you.
Madman, clean your basement.
Okay, that's not my basement. That's actually my kitchen.
That's what's behind the camera.
That's where I'm baking all my edibles right now.
Yeah, this is where I make all your 3D printed products. This is where they're made. It's a meth lab. Break it back. It smells in here. How bad? That's where all the United States of meth is made. I'm just kidding.
It looks like somebody's just gonna put bodies in the barrels, and it's like a chop shop for body parts.
But you don't do it in the white barrels. You can see through those at a certain time.
Crazy.
That didn't stop Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was like white barrel all the way.
Laundry. See, look. These
didn't he get caught though?
Here. Those are industrial dryers and washers in this room.
I feel like they're gonna light up and start talking to me like,
all right, keep going. Braun's still in business today. Let's get upstairs. This is bad. Whew. I'm sorry, Les.
Whoa.
I love places like that. It's just creepy and fun to explore.
Oh yeah. What?
Those look pretty big.
That looks like the prep school that I was talking about, where they had a whole laundry room with big industrial laundry.
Forest Haven was a tuberculosis center back in the day, and then it was turned into a child's detention center. So they have a full barbed wire area where you have to go through to get into that one building, and they still have reports. And one girl stabbed another girl in the eye with a pencil, and the report was there.
Yeah, but it also
John Wick style, nice. Pencil.
It's a sandy wash.
They also had adults there as well, and they abused them. They would feed them laying down, so a lot of people died from asphyxiation, and there was a lot of abuse that went on here.
Yeah, and also not to mention They don't know exactly how many people died at the hospital, and behind the hospital is where they buried most of the bodies.
And they gave them a number instead of a name when they buried them for people that were unclaimed.
Body count. Hey, do you need to get blood out of your sheets? Use Sandy Wash.
Yeah. They were out for years. Oh, speaking of which, we got to pause real quick. What is that? Hold on. Yes, Mr. President.
White's extra white. Especially
We got
when
a giveaway. I almost forget that
Giveaway time.
Lately. All right. CC, were our first guest on tonight. You get to pick the word.
CC.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well,
No
let's just keep it normal and say ghosts.
There you go.
Ghosts. The ghostesses.
Should that be like ghosts like that, or should we just do S? Or like, how do you want to do
Don't
ghosts?
make it complicated. Go all lowercase.
Listen, in the world today, I don't know what's
What are you
correct anymore.
Now you gotta do capital
correct.
G
There you go. Just ghosts.
There you go.
with a capital G.
Right?
Yeah, I guess you could.
What are you giving away?
Oh no, we don't do that anymore. It's a blind giveaway. You might not get anything. Now we're
Thanks
gonna
to it.
give them what we said. Damn it!
So this is another smell-proof bag.
Hey, you didn't have to give away the giveaway. I didn't know if you already announced it or not. I got here late. Leave me alone.
Hold it together. It's got a lock. It's
put it. They put it right here. There you go.
so
Bam.
Way to go, Crimson.
little pocket, extra stuff, 3 compartment, and then I threw in some.
With King Palm, told you there our friendship, giving us stuff to give away.
So these are lemon haze, strawberry shortcake, and watermelon wave, and green apple and grape HD in there, as well as a Bovita hat.
Ooh.
Hey.
And it locks too. So
Does it pop open like yours does and everything?
we'll have
Yeah.
to do a pop check.
Yeah, click it or tick it.
Yeah. Pop check.
Our first desk pop. Yeah,
That'll work. That'll work.
my desk pop.
You think we can get them to do a desk pop?
I showed him that video of the guy.
Oh, it doesn't have mushrooms on it. I don't want it.
Yeah, they're
Damn.
much.
Better give that one away.
I know somebody else want it.
And here, we're also going to throw in these sunglasses. And what else is on my desk? All right.
Connection lost.
This is fucking awesome, dude. I wish my radio was working, but my cell phone.
Make the chat bigger.
Ooh, I have to do just that. Some of these machines. I don't even know. Iron, sewing, pressing, mannequin. Like I said, I've never even been in this part of the building before. I really wish I had a working camera. Jeff Shecky, what do you think, boy? That's my good friend Jeff, and he's a music artist, and I'm getting him right now to work on the official Smokebusters song for the podcast.
Nice.
He's a really talented artist, like really talented. All right, let's see. I think this is walking around.
Yeah, so this Forest Haven
For the Earth.
consists of 22 buildings.
It was once. Bam, give me 1 second. I'm going to switch the video to this one.
The guy. That guy was so weird.
All right, so we're walking through, and we randomly.
Anyway, I have a vlog. We ran into this guy.
What's up?
Tell people where they can find you. Have YouTube or Facebook or
I have a Instagram
lights in your face.
underscore and 7.
One more time. This is something nice. Where were you able to find those tooth records? That was pretty tight.
Vinyls. I found some.
I just like randomly met this guy, and
No, I ventured off on my own, and he was just there looking through all those like
X-rays.
yes.
That's got to be interesting.
And then I'm like, hey, let me interview you. And by the way, here, I'm just going to follow you through the basement. And you're probably safe.
Have you ever been to this hospital
Stranger danger, but
before? Have you ever been to Glendale?
I just want to get a sleeping bag and go sleep there.
Wow.
Yeah, he was there 50 years ago as a patient. Plot twist, he's a ghost.
What I really want to find is like a journal of someone that went ape shit.
which we found later. That's the girl who stabbed the person in the eye.
It's cool. No worries. I'm not worried about it. It's all good. Yeah, this is like, have you been in all the buildings yet, or which buildings do you have left?
What's this place
I'm
called?
trying to go up to the
Forest
area, like right near in front.
What?
Whoa, Maryland.
Yeah, well, I've been last time I was here, not today. The chapel is pretty good. It's empty. I wish there was like more stuff left in there. What do you call it? I think this area has the most stuff in it. It seems like. Although, if you ever do go to Glendale, just be careful. They have like security cameras, but it's not too much worth the trip because it's literally like an empty box. Like it's not like this. You're not gonna find shit like this though. But now, if you go to Crownsville or Heights, or no, it's Skyline. I think it is. Those have some pretty good stuff in it.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about that.
You need some scotch?
Oh,
Was that the liquor or the tape?
There you go. Is it audio or is it an actual CD?
That is not a CD.
That's see. I want to like find like some crazy ass bitch like screen. Oh, you know they have like the silk.
That thing look like a disk drive for an old computer.
Oh hell yes! Look at all these silk screens. Activation. Huh. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, you are pretty brave to come on your own. That's
Probably an
that's
LP.
why.
Yeah.
You ready? If you're having more fun, see me. If you're not, that's creepy. It says if you're having more fun, come see me. If you're not having fun, go see Daniel somebody. Dave somebody. Yep.
it's probably one of the doctors or something.
That's wild.
Oh, I thought you just randomly said that. It's creepy. It's like, what?
Lacey Lou, I love you. Oh, whoa.
Ooh.
Look at the stair.
Everybody be careful.
All right.
Somebody else go find me.
All right. Well, I'm the lightest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's just the cuts and bruises that'll kill you. Have you bleeding out?
Oh wow.
Oh, let me get down
These
the
first.
stairs.
God.
It's like 4 minutes later.
All right. It's not that bad.
Was he wearing bowling shoes?
What? No.
Okay.
That's funny.
What's down there? Just tell me if it's.
Someone's wearing bowling
I have
shoes.
to go down to that stuff. Like, hold my hand. It's the only way to do it. You could touch the bumper if you wanted to.
You could touch the bumper if you wanted to. Let's see here.
Now we'll admit, dude, we've been here searching, and I don't know about the paranormal, but I haven't seen much, and I'm not very convinced.
Proof that he doesn't believe.
He's just skeptical. He believes he just needs more proof.
That's true.
Everybody believes. They just haven't witnessed enough.
I've witnessed too much.
I haven't witnessed any like evil spirits. Mostly just tricksters or friendlies.
Hey, Destin. Y'all need some Destin?
No.
I can bring you guys some back. That shit, those blue bottles are gonna make you shit, and that's what the Destin is for.
How old is this?
This is 2016.
Oh my God! Wow.
And then in these buildings, they just go forever. Like
They were huge.
it's like it's crazy.
That's how the prep school was, and the tunnel system was just creepy.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
all these abandoned places have random tunnel systems. You should see. Actually, I do HVAC, and I'm going to all these old churches constantly around Hampton Roads, and there's some that have tunnel systems, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, actually, while we go ahead and pick a winner, why don't you tell everybody the cult group that you just recently ran into? That's actually a good story. Guys, there's 17 people in chat and there's 11 people. Throw something else in. Go. Let's make it.
Well, I didn't enter.
Go grab something else to throw into it. I want to make it spicy.
Yeah, most recently we went to a site where I go to a lot of churches, and it was just a really small building, but it was, I don't know what kind of church, the Baptist, it was a Baptist church. I can't remember like the full name, but they had like an intercom system around the building. All the windows were blocked up. You couldn't see inside the building. It wasn't that big, maybe 100 feet wide max or something like that. Wasn't that big. Anyways, the people that there, the women have to wear like the long skirts only. They can't wear anything else. And it looked like we ran into Children of the Corn, and it was so weird that we were there to go just clean some units and then check their ducting inside. I'm pretty sure a cult runs this place because they were not like friendly. They were not like, hey, come check out our church. Oh, happy to have you here today. Like most churches are. They welcome you. They're very welcoming. These people are off-putting. They're like, why are you here? Who are you? And please go away. I was like, I'm here to do a job that you signed up for. But so we go back by the units in the back of the building to work on them, and they don't even come and watch us. They send their kid that looks like he's 7. to come watch three grown men do a job. I was like, and this kid looked like he was straight out of Children of the Corn. Same with his brother. I was like, this is creepy. But then inside, we got to go into the attic, and they were very cautious on where we could go inside. And it looked like the inside of the building it looked like literally what you're walking through in the video you're showing right now. It's like, this is not a real church. Like, there was like walls falling apart, debris all over the floor. They had a sanctuary that looked like just a dump. A couple pews in it, some classroom desks in there, but it looked like I was going through an abandoned building. And these people are actively just like outside doing landscaping, making the building look pretty from the outside. And it's this decrepit just junkyard inside. I was like, how do you even have ceremonies here? Or how are you recruiting people for this place? It was just it was just a very creepy vibe, and how they treated me. And then our crew, and then we got the job done and left. But like, places like this still exist. Like, I'm not very religious person. I'm definitely a spiritual person, but there's some physical, religious, weird things going on with people at churches.
I think what we need to do is create a sign-up form. All of us are going to go, like a group of 4 or 5, and we're going to dress up plain clothes, and we're going to go try to join a cult.
Don't call it a cult. They won't welcome you. You call it a cult. After cult.
I would love to join your congregation. It's so beautiful from the outside.
Yeah, the congregation.
Congregation. There you go.
I'd love to join your cult. I mean, congregation.
Secret cameras, everything. We document it. We come back here in about 2 months, and we'll report it on the Smokebusters podcast. Not only do we break down the stigmas of cannabis, but we break down the stigmas of cults.
That was the cult style church that I went to. I've been to a lot of churches in this area that are like, they had like, there was one that I was like, there's something going on here, because they had like a kids playpen area in the attic. Like, I'm talking like where no place should be for a little play area for kids. And it was up in the attic, in the ceiling, all freaking full of insulation and stuff. Then all of a sudden this like somebody built this, put it up there and put a little play area for kids. And I was like, I feel like I should call the cops. This isn't right. Why is this up here? Why is there a play area for kids in an attic that nobody actively goes in? It was like not even used for storage. It was just for HVAC stuff and ventilation and stuff. And I was like, why is there a play area for kids up here? It seems like it's hidden too. So, churches creep me out now, because I go every day. I go to 5 churches a week, and all of them are weird. Well, not all of them. A lot of them are very friendly and very nice. I mean, I've been to churches that have their own indoor pool, their own bowling alley, their own
a bowling alley.
A bowling alley. Like, and I've been to church. Most of the churches are taking over schools. Like, schools will be non-existent eventually. Churches have schools. Like, the churches are taking over because it's all like tax-free, and they just like, and then people are just like, let's just build up this church and build a school attached to the church, instead of all the public stuff, because it's a loophole, basically. You can get gather people together, have them donate and build up the church and stuff, instead of worrying about all the public schools and taxes. And we get a tax break by doing this. It's like, hey, let's build a place that looks like it was built by the riches. And then we're gonna force people to come here and beg for riches.
All right, so Lacey,
Okay.
You're here to sweeten the deal.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Leaf blower? That's weird.
Yeah, so if you haven't entered, now you're gonna want to enter.
Ooh.
There you go. Wow.
You get both. You get the hat, the case, and all the accessories inside. Whew.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Is it case sensitive? Because
Bag,
maybe.
a hat. Let's go.
How many entries we have?
So,
12?
We got
Or
12 right now. Hashtag ghost.
yeah.
Wait,
And we
is it
got
case sensitive? Would it not count the lowercase ghosts?
It would
It's
not count the
capital G.
lowercase g. That's why I said do all lowercase. It makes it
Yeah,
easy.
whoever entered the lowercase g has got to re-enter with an uppercase G,
okay.
potentially.
And then while people are still entering, check this out, my dudes.
That's the hospital. Pretty
Creep.
awesome. We've been
Creepy.
through every floor, Lace. Literally every floor. I know Lacey can't get wrapped around that. We've literally seen everything. She's like, "Are you sure? There's
Yeah,
something."
that looks just very similar to the prep school I talked about.
I love this kind of stuff.
How's my little
I
urban?
stayed at the one of the most haunted places here in Virginia Beach the other week, or like two or 3 months ago. I forgot what it was called now.
You know that arrow.
And
Here's my ass.
Yeah, I was like, are we trying to get a madman getting up in there?
I gotta do what I can, guys. All right. All right. Let's pick a winner, and then we're gonna continue on. Here
Wrong folder. Sorry.
we go.
Oh. Macho.
Macho.
Yeah, dude.
Macho.
All right. Which means I get to show you where to go. So you're going to type in MadManPlant.com. You're going to get over to the giveaway section, which you do need to be a member. If you see this, you will go and create a membership just like so. It is free. We are almost at 420 members since February of last year. You'll come down here. You will also realize that there are giveaways on the website right now that you can enter. So make sure that you are entered to win these giveaways. You can see all of our past giveaways right here. You're going to go to Snag Your Swag and you're going to fill out that form. Do not message me on social media. Fill out this form. If you message me on social media, you're going to get lost with everybody else and then you'll get delayed on your giveaway. Also, for those that don't know, we have the Madman Plant Barbecue Smoke and Smoke Out, hosted by me, GI Genetics, and Dead by Dawn. And we are going to throw down in October 12th. This is the official sign-up form. So if you want to come to the event, we are also raising money for breast cancer. GI's wife had breast cancer, and she is a survivor and a warrior. And we are going to be flying Gronomics from Arizona to Virginia to attend the event. Now, what's cool about this is all the money donated for his plane ticket will be matched by me and GI and then redonated to the charity, which we are trying to get them to be at the event so we can hand them a big, giant foam check. So whatever Gronomics plane ticket costs is what we're donating to charity. You can find that form right here on this link, and I'll send it to you. I will also have a page on the website here as well coming up in the next couple of days where if you guys want to be a part of that and donate, even if it's $1, you are able to do so. And it's for a great cause, and it's to give back. So it's that form right there. And Root Nerds, Mark, the man, right here with the plan, has been awesome enough. Just one of, well, I want to shout him out real quick. One, for being just an awesome person in general with a great product, which we have right here on our table. But not only that, but he has graciously donated 4 units to all 4 categories, which are brisket, pork butt, ribs, and smoked chicken. So each winner of the categories of the competition will be going home with the V3. That is correct, right?
Yep, it'll be coming out later this year, so we'll definitely have them by October for the event.
Yep. Bam. Just like Crimson. To get your
All right,
hand
Vanna White.
price early, make sure you use mine or Crimson's codes. We need to Gronomic a code so he can be repping Root Nerds too.
Yeah, let's do
Go
it.
ahead and support their company, get one of their devices, and change the way you germinate. So that is all there. So now back to the videos. Here we go.
All right. Second to last building. Third to last building.
I got a
Does
plan.
that remind you of that school function? This portion too? Do you guys have stuff like this?
What?
The state school or whatever you were talking about. Remember you said the facade of the building reminded you of it?
Yeah, that looks a lot like the prep school I was.
Yeah, the prep school. Sorry.
Yeah.
Probably
Very. It's like a 6-story school, just looking like that, and every room, classrooms and stuff, and it's all decrepit and beat up like that. Yeah. Although they've been working on it last 10 years, I think. I haven't been there in a long time though. But yeah, you can't walk anywhere without stepping on glass or something that just makes a lot of noise.
And then look.
So this is pretty disgusting. Someone has taken a deer, put it inside a trash bag, skinned it alive, and then left it here with all of its feathers. And that's the other part.
Why does a deer have feathers?
Yeah.
What?
Nobody heard that.
Like Shaq said,
Nobody pay attention to the deer feathers.
has taken a deer, put it inside a trash
Talking,
bag.
I'll mail this as a frame photo to you. I'll certify that shit. Don't tempt me, dude.
Madman's the first one to find deer feathers.
With all of its feathers.
Right.
And that's part of a new bag.
So
He's
yeah.
just playing with it. Look at him.
Let me see what else we got here. I don't want to show off my face. See, I want to show you guys a couple of videos, but I'm in it and you see me, and I don't want to ruin it for everybody. Let's see here. I will say this though. Some of the artwork that is there at some of these places is amazing. Like just some of the stuff that people do that's not like trashy is just very cool.
Nice. I
And
like
some
that.
of the wordings, artists to be wild and free.
There was one mural that said he's a madman.
Yeah, it did. Let's see here. Oh, this was kind of cool. Oh, I know I have the video clip of Jay singing. Here's another one that's pretty interesting. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. But what if it was instead? I just thought about this. What if we added a K, and instead of saying there was nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, what if you knew where to run and you knew where to hide?
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow, my first question would be why?
What's that?
My first question would be why? Why do I have to run and hide?
Nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. See, you just add the K to it.
It's because they blocked it up with the big picture, so you can't get behind it anymore. They blocked it up. You can't run in there anymore.
Yeah.
That'd be where to hide.
One of the girls at Glendale Hospital, or maybe it was Forest Haven, she disappeared into the walls. She was due for a surgery and she didn't want to go. So they were, and this is one of the things you can look up online, is one of like
Those
the
are some of my
myths.
favorite photos I've taken right there.
Okay,
nope,
well, here.
Nope, not that.
We're just going to scroll through it. Nope, I don't reveal myself. And they were doing constructions, and she went through like the unconstructed wall and apparently got lost, and now haunts the halls, and you can hear knocking throughout the inside of the drywalls. Another thing is Mary Washington College. was it Mary Washington? No, William and Mary. That one, a girl committed suicide in the bathrooms. A lot of these colleges are haunted. Institutions, different places. This one, this is a picture. These are all Lacey's photos, by the way. For those that don't know, Lacey's a kick-ass photographer. These are all her pictures. And that's my friend Jay, who's actually writing our custom Smokebusters song for the podcast.
I hope he's not writing it on that typewriter that was on there.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Vibes to my art. That's pretty cool. Bam. So, urban exploring. We'll start first. CC, then we'll go Agronomics, Crimson, then Mark, and then you're after me.
What are we doing?
Do you guys have any experience with abandoned places like this? Have you guys ever been to like hospitals or any rundown? We'll talk about it. So, Cecil, you're first.
I already kind of.
I have not. I haven't been into any real big abandoned buildings or anything like that before. No. The closest I got was to back behind some long, tall bushes and trees that we would go back to and just goof off as teenagers behind. And there was this one big wall that had a bunch of graffiti, and they said that, people would go back there to do different things. And, then they just, another instance, we had a couple people that would, there was a canal that had a bridge and stuff on it that we would, as teenagers go be stupid and drink. But every once in a while, people would say that there was a presence there because there was a gentleman that got really drunk and decided to jump off the bridge and went straight through the windshield of a car and killed himself. And good life lesson: don't jump unless you know what's down there. But some people would every once in a while, if they be out there for too long or something, they would say they would see a shadow or something and talk about him. But I've never been into any buildings or anything. No.
That's awesome. Agronomics.
I haven't done much going out as far as haunted buildings. I have gone to a haunted hospital once that still had all the old equipment hooked up and just random things like surgical, like tables out with tools, like old tools, like things you don't see. So that was kind of strange. I did feel weird in those, but that was back when I was a teenager. What I did like to go do, which was kind of strange, is I would go to murder houses or places where murders would happen or something crazy like that. So I did go into several houses where, like I think when I was 15, we went to one where this guy killed his whole family with a hammer. So we went and checked that house out. So I did stuff like that. But I haven't really explored much like, haunted, like big places or anything like that as much as I would like to.
Very cool. Crimson.
Hi. Most of the stuff that I've been to is in Wisconsin. I've gone to, it was a lot of our haunted attractions were put into haunted locations, like abandoned motel, called it Motel Hell. We went to a shutdown insane asylum. That one was really just a big giant tin building. It wasn't as creepy as like the prep school I was talking about. But it's not really, if the building's decrepit, doesn't really make it creepy. It's more just the vibes you get at any place. And I haven't seen anything like that's just, it's more like playing tricks with your head or your mind or your eyes or something. I haven't like full on witnessed things that like just a ghost going by. Like you see stuff out of the corner of your eye, you think you see a ghost, or you swear you saw a ghost. I swear in the moments that I've seen things, But then after a while, it's just like, well, maybe it was just my mind playing tricks on me, or. But I've been to a good amount of creepy places and well known for Wisconsin abandoned haunted places. I just think they're all unique. They're all fun. I want to sleep at every single one of them and find out what's going on, or just wait for something to happen. But you kind of got to make things happen too, because you want to like connect on their level. Because you could go to a creepy abandoned place and you feel scared because it's creepy, it's cold, it's abandoned, or it's dirty. But you kind of got to go into like a mindset too. Even just sitting there and meditating in a room with like some candles or something, or what, you're not doing like a seance or anything, but to actually just like get into the spiritual realm in the building that you're in is something that I would do now, because I didn't know about that kind of meditation and things then when I was going through these creepy places. So now when I go to somewhere like the one I went to a couple months ago, I want to just like sit in a room by myself and just like almost nap and just try to meditate and see if I can connect with anything.
No shit, my words got messed up. Goddamn computer.
What'd you do?
Rot nerds.
You rot nerds for the win.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
Go with the rotten.
Go rot nerds.
I didn't even catch it at first.
It was your turn anyway.
I vote root nerds.
Oh, for stories.
I'm sure they're. I like both. I like root nerds for the even heat distribution part of the device. That's just my take. But I support both. Everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
For my experiences, I haven't unfortunately gone out to do a lot of like abandoned exploring, but a lot of the business buildings that I was around younger, whether it was schools or churches or things like that, were very old buildings, and very old buildings have very old basements and very old attics and places that were shut off years ago. And I think was it our junior high school was there was a nuclear fallout shelter in the basement that was just used for storage, and especially being a younger kid, anytime we had to go down there, I think sometimes for like sporting equipment things, we'd sneak off into like the dark corners in different areas and looking around, things like that. Then when I went to Buffalo for college, over at Buff State, apparently there was former mental hospital, like a multi-building, complex thing where they had underground tunnels and things like that, and hear a lot of the stories about people going down to explore, up to the point where they're all blocked off to this point, things like that. There's a lot of older buildings, especially towards the city and things like that. I can't remember what there was a small town in upstate New York where I went on one of those ghost tours. So it's like any place, that any old town that has a lot of old historic buildings generally has a lot of interesting stories from history. Is pretty crazy. I don't think a lot of people realize how absurd some of history has been in the past, and like different things that were common practice leading to tragedies and other things like that. But yeah, it's always cool to look at these places and just to be careful and cautious and not go alone, and make sure you have a cell phone with 2 batteries in case you get in trouble.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And flashlights and batteries are important, because if you watch some of these ghost shows, you'll realize that the energy from the ghosts can actually take all your battery life. So it's good to have the batteries. And that happened on the set of filming a lot on the Ghost Adventure show, when they would film. How the times their cameras would go dead all of a sudden, So it's definitely an electrical, magnet field and different things going on that, as well. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah. So listen, this brings us kind of to our conclusion. I want to take the last couple of minutes to talk about this week. So, this week, as most of you guys know, I'm in Illinois. So, Thursday, I fly out to Chicago. I will be there for NECAN with our booth set up in space. I would love for you guys to come by, jump on the podcast, get connected. We have swag and a whole bunch of other stuff handing out. Honey, my service animal, which she's right underneath me, she will be there as well. So you can say hi to her. Another big thing is the website is continually to evolve. We're putting new episodes from the road show. If you're watching the road show, you're not going to see anything on YouTube or anything on regular social media. We're converting everything over to the website. Instead of doing a Patreon, the website will act as the same way eventually. And the idea is we have way more control over our audience, and we're not shadow banned. Like with Instagram and YouTube, like alone, like my average reach per month is 16,000 followers with about 1,000 followers engaged. I have 8,000 followers. So if 1,000 people are actually engaged, that sucks. That's not even 10% of my, of anything, you know what I mean? So it's just very frustrating. And it makes me mad because I just see what's promoted on Facebook, like animal abuse videos and breastfeeding, which I didn't know that was a phenomenon, but I guess it is. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own content, but here I am trying to, like with the rest of us, trying to promote, good education, good, clean content. And no, because of that plant, we're going to have to turn it down. And what's funny is I had a conversation with Instagram because I got them on the phone through their help desk. And I asked them, I was like, can you tell me why I'm shadow banned? And they're like, oh, your account's fine. We have nothing to get, there's no strikes against it. I'm like, really? Because I only get 1,000 followers engagement a month. So, point being, website is where you can find me, and you'll find stuff that I'm not able to put on social media. So this will give me way more flexibility over what I'm trying to show you guys and involve you guys with. Also, I would like to encourage you to come to our event October 12th at Homegrown VA, which is in Richmond, Virginia. It's a great place. It's a nice small venue with a huge back, patio and yard area. This event's going to be really cool. I'm putting a lot of time and money into this. We're going to have some really great sponsors. All the meat for the entire event, which I'm cooking, which will be free. So if you attend the event, you can eat for free. Is being donated by my friend who owns the meat shop called A to Z Meats. And he's going to donate enough meat for me to feed close to 300 people. So there will be tons of food. And I'm doing all the cooking, So I really want you guys to come. And then we're going to have the judges. So how I have it set up is when you come through Homegrown, you'll funnel through the store, and then it'll open up to the back area. We'll have the Smokebusters podcast booth set up, and I'm going to have a special custom banner just for the event. And there we're going to have speakers, and we're going to be doing the podcast live, but we're going to have it projected so people can actually hear the conversations. We have a couple keynote speakers. I will be one of them talking about mental health. That people are going to do that. All the judging will be at my table as well. So everything will be focused around the Smokebusters podcast booth and table. So it's going to be really cool. And by then, I should have my live streaming capabilities up. So if you go to the website, you'll be able to watch parts of this live throughout the day. So it's going to be really, really interactive and fun. Grownomics is going to be there because we're going to raise the money to get them out here. We have sponsors that are going to be donating and, giving us money to, provide other things. This is going to be an event that's going to be very different. It's going to be focused on community, conversation, and engagement. I want real growers. Like when we first went to Homegrown, they used to have a clone like trade, like a seed and clone trade night where you could come and people would bring plants and seeds, and it would be a huge conversation. And I want to bring that back because like a National Cannabis Festival, although it's great and you get the community vibe, half of those people don't grow They don't know quality genetics. They don't know about the plant and what they're really investing in and why they support it. They know, oh, this is fire. Oh, this is flame. Oh, this is some OG, whatever. And when you talk to half of the people that were there vending all of this weed, half of them got it from Oregon and Washington and Colorado. And that's what I love about the home grow events like at VA, because when you're going there, you're smoking people that you know, and that's their flower that they've been working on, you know? So it's all about that craft cannabis experience. And that's what I really kind of thrive on. So,
Yeah.
what do you guys think? Do you guys like the plug events, or are you guys more craft, cannabis events? Or you guys go to events? CC and Mark.
I don't go to any yet.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I just got done with one today. And now that my event today is done, I can focus on the barbecue event.
Well, I did hear that Grow Depot had a great event today.
It was a lot of fun today. I got rid of a Aurora Plus today. I did well at my table. Everybody did well today. And it was constantly steady and busy. It was a great time. And then I just last week I've been just focused on today's event. And I haven't been promoting the barbecue as much as I want to, but now that the event's over, starting tomorrow, I'll probably be doing a video talking about the barbecue and getting Grownomics to Virginia and everything. I was just waiting for this event to be over, because it's like that one we got time. It's in October, but there's that's a very short period of time. Once it comes, it's there, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, those couple months went by quick when you organize and get everything together. So the last 2 months I've been helping organize the event for Grow Depot today, and then that went off without a hitch, and everything went great and smooth, and now I can focus on the barbecue.
Well, we're super excited for everybody involved, and even CC, even though you're not going to be able to make it, that's what the live is for. So I hope you tune in to that so you can be a part of it. Community. And just like Joseph said, I really love that comment. It said, for instance, like everybody in the chat right now, we're here to hang out. The free stuff is just a bonus. And that's what I like, is the people here, even though we don't have like 400 people watching, we have people who have been consistent throughout the entire show who really care about the conversation. And that's what I care about, is the authenticity and just the genuineness of interaction. Plus, on Wednesday, coming up right before I leave, we're going to have Crop Culture on the show. So I want to shout him out. So if you haven't heard Chris and learned about his box, we have a video on it. It's very awesome. But this is pretty much it, unless you guys want to follow up with some closing notes or comments.
Yeah, I got a closing note.
Yeah.
It's been a great day today. This is the first time I've been able to go on a recorded live because I am kid-free this weekend.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I had a wonderful day. So for all the loyal people that are still here at the very end.
Oh,
shit.
We're going to give away a box set.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get the zombie, you get the Ronald Reagan pack, the Jackal pack. We're doing the whole box set. Ronald Reagan, Jackal,
that is amazing. Pack. And thank you, dude. That is so cool.
That is awesome.
Feeling good today.
What's the little character that comes in that one?
And this one's got the green shirt guy on it.
Oh, dope. Hell yeah.
Oh.
And for me being a close friend to you, hearing that you had a great day warms my heart, because
I haven't had one of these days in a while.
Yeah.
We all need
zombie.
that,
All lowercase, put zombie. Hashtag zombie.
All lowercase.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, you forgot the hashtag.
Thought I did it automatically. I'm lazy.
Well, nowadays I don't think you have to have the hashtag, do you? I've seen some without it.
Probably not. I don't know. I don't use that part.
All right.
We also figured out the secret where you can do like 5 giveaways all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Oh, I like that. Joseph says we should take a moment before the end of the live for all the fallen soldiers for Memorial Weekend.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
Why don't we take that moment right now as we wait?
Yep.
And as a person, actually, Crimson, why don't you head this one off? Because out of everybody in here, you're the only one that's former military, right? Mark, you were not from former military, were you?
No, I was not.
All right. So in Crimson's honor and Joseph's recommendation for a moment of silence for all fallen soldiers, Crimson, why don't you take 30 seconds and give us a little token or a toast?
Am I the pastor now? No, I want to thank everybody out there that has served or is serving, or including the family members that serve along with the service members, because they're sacrificing their lives just as much as the person that's out there in the gunfights. So let's all right now take a moment of silence and thank all the fallen soldiers and the families attached to those soldiers for their sacrifice they've made for us.
Absolutely.
You're right. Yeah, I'm grateful to have served. And I'm still getting taken care of by the VA, and I thank all those that are going out there as well and getting themselves help, whether it's from the VA or anywhere. As soon as you're out and you're no longer serving, you're still mentally serving. You're still you got to take care of you now. The government will help a little bit take care of you, but you got to put in the effort yourself as well. So take care of yourself. Make sure to remember there's a crisis hotline out there for all veterans. And stay with us. Keep going.
Well, thank you very much, Crimson. That was awesome. And no better person to do it than a veteran. So I really appreciate you being here, and your day makes everybody else's day fantastic, because I know you've been going through a lot lately. Yeah. So to see you here smiling and full of energy just is really cool. And that's the power of cannabis and community and everything. So we have 20 people right now watching, which has been pretty much like the same number throughout the entire chat. So I'm really excited. You should enter. I'm going to be running the Holy Moly Donut Shop with Tropic Thunder, or Tropic, I don't know, I keep thinking of the movie Tropic Trooper by GI Genetics. So it'll be Dead by Dawn, Crimson, and GI Genetics side by side in a 4x8 coming up. So you're going to see firsthand through me what the power of it. And I've also already flowered out the Holy Moly Donut Shop and have been smoking on it on a bunch of these lives. So it's very, very good.
I pressed it with my buddy Sapper Grows when he was one of the first ones to grow it out. I'm a big fan of it. I'm very proud of that one.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. Well, here we go.
Going in. I'm growing out some myself right now.
Oh,
Root nerds.
Root nerds. I just sent you some of these.
How about should I donate it to someone?
Sure, you can do that.
You can do whatever you want with your winnings.
Ooh, I don't know, could we do, let's see. How should we do this? I know, right? Rigged.
Yeah.
Let's see.
if you have some of my genetics, you're not allowed to enter.
Yeah, who has,
Oh.
No, I'm
who
just kidding.
here doesn't have any Dead by Dawn genetics in the chat? Let me know.
The what?
Oh, darn, mine just got mailed out.
Our box is on the way.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Oh, I'm excited.
All right, let's see.
So what are you doing? Yeah, Florida man's got a box already. I do, but I don't have the figure or the. Oh,
He's thinking.
Thinking.
I'm also thinking why I don't have one of those shirts.
because I just got this one made.
Oh, that
Oh,
one?
Root Nerds or Dead by Dawn? Which one?
Runners.
Oh, you need one of both.
I got to
did-
order more sizes, different sizes.
Definitely need to pick one up from you because those are awesome, and I love the logo.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's donate it to Fabiator 420.
Fabiator is great. For those that don't know, and you
There you
can
go.
watch him on my live, Fabiator was actually shot in the back of the head in 1998, I believe, when driving down the road. And he remembers a white Astro van, and he knew that it was going to be bad. And he heard his back windshield bust, and he actually thought it was the speaker that they hit. And he woke up 2 months later in the hospital, realizing he had been shot in the back of the head by a rival gang member. If you want to watch
Oh.
full little intro about that, go to my live video, and I'll post that clips of it, which I have on Instagram. It's really cool. We're gonna have him on the episode for another full in depth coming up soon. But if you're not following Fabiator, he is a great guy, a kind spirit, somebody that has seen the light and really using
Oh.
a way to live differently. So I'm just so glad he's a fan and he's a member of our community. Thank you, Fabiator, for being here. You're an awesome dude, and you got a valuable story. So.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, who's that baby?
That's
That
Coco.
Kokyoko.
Coco.
Coco.
I don't know. I grow in Coco, and then one day a friend of a friend had a dog named Coco, and she loved me, and she wanted to be with me. So now we're together.
Just went together.
Oh.
We need dog cams. Like we need a honey cam,
Yeah,
and
right.
we need a Coco cam.
And then we got to get a Bruce cam. Where's Bruce at?
He's not in here with me right now. I'll have to get him.
Fail. Epic fail. We got to end the live with our pets.
Please, come on. Come here.
I'm not playing
Bruce.
right now. No,
Come
no.
on, you lazy asshole.
He's like, yeah, you are.
You look bad. Come here. Come here.
People want to see you. Get over here.
Come here.
Why the mouth? Always the mouth. You can kiss my face. Hey, honey. Wait. Hey, did you show the world your new honey?
Yeah, earlier the baby dog was on, and then I kicked the baby dog off because I got distracted. I was getting irritable, and I'm like, "Dog's gotta go. Dog's gotta go. I'm not gonna be able to do the podcast." Oh shit!
Fabiator, just hit me up, and I'll get your package out to you. Just hit me up, and I'll get your info.
Oh, my honey.
Either official Crimson Grows on Instagram or Dead by Dawn Next,
I
whichever
love
one.
you. I love you. Yeah, ending it up with dogs. Mark,
There we go.
look at all the dogs. Go.
Look at all the doggies. Look at all the doggies.
Oh shit!
Upstairs sleeping at the moment.
Peppers.
I feel left out.
Well, Mark has to buy everybody.
Yeah, but mine has
Yeah, what? I didn't realize. Is that like the thing where you're hanging out with friends and they say something and this is not it? It's like everybody grabs a dog and whoever can't grab a dog has to do something.
Yeah. So you got to buy ounces for us when we're together.
Oh. All right. Well, how about we'll do something at Nikan in October.
Dude, we definitely got to hang out.
Yeah.
We got to go out for dinner and everything.
Yeah. That'll be cool. I'll be right down the street.
Oh, this sexy little bitch.
I want back. I want back.
I love you.
All right, fine. Do you feel famous now?
Oh, we lost CC. No.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we got to bring the party over to Discord then.
Could have been
Yeah.
dog
Yep.
related.
That's actually a great idea because we are now 2 hours and 16 minutes. I'm going to be over at Discord. I'm going to put 2 links in here. The first one will be for Dead by Dawn Genetics. That's where we hang out a good portion of time. The second link will be for mine, and that's the Smoke Busters podcast. And the third link is the Bunker, and that's for GI Genetics. And he's like the top 3. So it's me, Crimson, GI, and then Grownomics. We're all kind of like in the mix now together. So like the 4 amigos, if you will.
Wait, hold on. I can get Coco to have a. Coco's got your face on her.
Yes, Anthony, that is awesome. And please, guys, and you come see my new red hair. It was supposed to be purple, but last minute, my son who has autism said he wanted red because his favorite color is red. So my hair is bright red. So if you want to see that, come on in. And if you come in Discord, I'll show more of the videos tonight that had me in it that I didn't want to spoil because I already did that tonight too. But this has been great. And Mark, thank you again. Cece, thank you so much. Crimson, Grownomics. Guys, like I said, this has been great. We're gonna go to Discord. Please, go to my website, sign up, become a member. We have a support section if you want to support me. We also are raising money for Grownomics, so please help us with that. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Peace, yos.